Dans
Good morning, everybody. Hello and welcome to another adventure of Cardweaver and Witch, Grimoire of the Ever Unfolding. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful. Hello, Dragon Dancer. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. I'm good. I really am. I might be overstimmied, stressed a little bit, but I'm also good. So I hold space for all of it. Um, yeah, yeah, all the things. Uh, I think I did all this right. So let's hope. But today we're gonna like I said every day, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have an adventure. We're gonna have a conversation. So like always, this is our time together. This is our space. So feel free to express yourself, share your thoughts, share your silliness. Um your exactly all the things. Share all the things. Uh, um about tarot, about this card, about what you see, what you feel, what you know. And you don't have to memorize anything. You just look at the card and unpack it. Like just pay attention to things and what they represent to you, and start to formulate a conversation there. But yes, today we're talking about the 10 of wands reversed. Uh Oh, wow. That is the Herbal Astrology Oracle. Meh, it's not bad. It's cute. I don't know. I don't know. So the Herbal Astrology Oracle that I use when I do like divination sessions for Patreon, it's a really good. It's cute deck. Let me see if I can find it. I don't even know where I put it. It's right here. Okay. Oh. Herbal Astrology Oracle. Adriana Ayales is the creator. Um, it's a really cute oracle. It has a lot of potential. I don't I don't feel like they fulfilled their potential because like it's called like big ass words, herbal astrology, right? And so I feel like it missed the mark on the astrological contemplation or associations with this deck. And so yeah, some cards, a lot of cards, I think more cards than not, have like a little brief astrological rundown of like how the cards connect, but I think it could have done a lot better. And some cards don't even have it in the description. They'll say like, oh, it's associated with this and this, but they won't. It doesn't go give you a rundown of like why it's associated with the card. So it is a good deck. It's very cute. I love it, but I also feel like they could have done a lot better. So that's just my thoughts. But yes, today we're talking about the 10 of wands reverse, and I've noticed like the 10 of wands I believe is associated with the third decan of Sagittarius, which I believe is Saturn in Sagittarius. We've been getting a lot of Saturn a lot of Saturn vibes, and I feel like that's I mean it's good. I do enjoy a good Saturn, but I feel like it's there because we need that extra boost of support in like having to put that line in the sand about affirming boundaries, right? This is just like something that I've noticed with the cards lately and their Saturn association. I feel like we're like as a collective, as a whole, we're being guided to I mean, exactly. Who doesn't enjoy a good Saturn? Exactly. Chaos. But I think like as a whole, we're being inspired to be firm, like be about it is basically what it is be about it. Like if you don't like something, that's okay, you don't have to like it. It's kind of like I said recently, I've went from having, I want to say, near 200 friends on my personal Facebook to like 79, and it's probably going to be more 77 very soon. And it's like no hard feelings, but I recognize like I need to hold space for people who want to communicate with me. I want to see what they're putting out there. So like people who don't communicate with me, or who are just hanging around because they want to see what I post, but they don't want to actually engage with me. I'm like, no, I don't have anything against you, but like I need to like, you need to be voted off the island, like walk the plank, go away. Nothing rude, anything like that. It's just no longer holding space for that. Does that make sense? And so I feel like that's what's kind of that's the influence of Saturn for us lately. It's like, no, we have to really affirm, like, I'm not keeping someone around to be entertained by them or to see all their drama and chaos, because what does that say about me? Like, I'm keeping you around so I can watch your shit show of a life. That's rude. I mean, but we do it. We do it. Um, Exactly. It's like exactly. If you want to if you want to lurk, I don't mind. Just go follow the business page because a lot of times I post more, of that stuff there anyways. Um, and so now I'm able to see when certain people are posting that I haven't seen in years, right? So it's been really good. So I think that Saturn's just reminding us that it is safe for us and it's okay for us to affirm those boundaries and to really fine tune like what we involve ourselves in. So with that being said, 10 of Wands reversed. And so the Ten of Wands reverse challenges us to look closely, right? To look closely at what we carry. Because you can just look at the individual there. Look at him. Look at him. Um, uh, Holding on to all the things. And the way I teach, it's like the left is really associated with the past, the right is associated with the future. And so it's like, oh, if you think about it, he's walking or they are walking from the right to the left now. And so I think all of the ideas, right? All of these wands, these passion projects, or these ideas, these thoughts, these all the things that we're thinking about or believing or whatever it is for about the future. We're carrying all of them now to the past, and it's just so much. It's so much. All the things, right? So we have to reevaluate like burdens. The Ten of Wands reverse challenges us to look closely at what we carry. It asks us to reconsider our commitments and to discern which responsibilities truly serve us and which have become unnecessary weights. Ooh, I like that. This reflection can lead to significant lightening of our loads and a more focused pursuit of our true goals. So what does that say to you? How does that make you feel? When this card pops up in reverse, it's like, okay, you can kind of like in reverse, we're kind of not carrying it and walking with it. We're kind of planted. So it's like, I'm just gonna rest my eyes, and then you fall asleep for 5 hours, and you're like, oh my gosh, I was supposed to be up and I had responsibilities. But like when you're carrying so much and you stop, oh, how do you go get back? I mean, right? But we'll talk about that too, actually. In the next one or the last aspect, I don't remember. But so this is a time for us again. Tens tend to represent like the finished cycle, but when something is finished, something else begins. So like with tens, we recognize like, okay, there's something finished here, but also something that is starting, like, an offshoot, right? But because it is reversed, there's like unfinished business, so something isn't quite there yet, it's not quite finished. You're baking a cake, and it's not, the center's not quite firm enough. It's still kind of really really ooey gooey wet, and so it's like you can't take that out of the oven, honey. And so you're like, no, little it has a little longer to cook, right? And so I feel that's what's coming up for us here in this aspect of the Ten of Wands, where we're reevaluating what we're going through, and I think that that's another healthy thing too. It's like, um, think about your future now. I feel like a lot of us kind of, we put things into motion, and we're like, oh yeah, I'd like to do this. I have these goals and blah blah blah. But like those goals were set like 20 years ago, when we were a different person. And so it's so important to reevaluate our goals and our future desires and all the things we desire for ourselves and our life and our responsibilities. We need to reassess them so we can recognize, like, oh, this is associated when I was single and like mingling all over the place. That's so gross. But and now I am no longer single. Maybe I have like 20 kids and all the things. And so like I recognize, like, I don't necessarily want the same things. I'm no longer the same person, and so I need to reevaluate my stance on what I'm going through. And so there's that pause that the 10 of wands reverse has, like, stop trying to carry all the things with you that really have no relevance, and no business being here. Does that make sense? And so, um, and so, I don't know what I'm saying. And so we have to audit our commitments. One practical application is to audit our commitments. So take time to write down all of our current responsibilities and commitments. Assess each one based on its importance, the joy it brings, and its alignment with our long-term goals. This process can help us identify which commitments are worth keeping and which should be reconsidered or eliminated. Okay, so that's one problem. Like when this card comes up in this aspect we're talking about, it might be a time for us to audit those commitments and really get it down and out on paper. It is work. You stop that. You stop it. It is work, but like, we kind of have to be aware of this stuff. Like, it's so important because we need to know what we're working with, and what's depleting our resources and energy. So I will say this, like, the initial investment, yes, work. But if we get this down and if we really see like what's going on, then we also actually, the work will free space and time up for us so we can invest into other things that are more for us, and we can actually create and manifest maybe faster, right? um fire ritual for clarity. A fire ritual for clarity. So engage in a fire ritual to gain clarity on your current workload. Light a candle or create a small controlled bonfire. Not here in California, don't do that now, no. Write down the commitments, or responsibilities that feel burdensome, and on pieces of paper. One by one, safely burn these papers in the fire while visualizing yourself being released from these burdens. This act symbolizes letting go of unnecessary weights and invites a new perspective and energy into your life. So that could be really fun and therapeutic for us. Like, if we even take it to a next level, we look at the 10 of wands, we can get like 10 sticks, right? Like little sticks. And maybe write like a word that we can write out on paper, like what we're going through, and then like condense it to like one word to represent that thing, and then put the word on that little stick, and then like envision ourselves stopped in the 10 of wands reverse, and then in that little fire, right, place one stick, like allow it to burn, see it to sort of like let go, see it to release, and feel lighter, and then just keep burning those sticks until you're free, right? That could be a really great ritual to have and hold space for. Yes. Hmm. Yep. Set boundaries. Learn to say no to new commitments that don't align with your personal or professional goals. Practice setting clear boundaries about what you can and cannot take on, which will help prevent future overload. So I've said no to some projects. Like not a lot of people are inviting me to do projects, but like there are certain things that I was invited to do something, and then on the other end they never followed through. They didn't connect, they blah blah blah. They dropped the ball, right? And so that just gave me insight, like, okay, I see that for what it is. And then like maybe months or even years, y'all, later they come back and they're like, hey, you want to do this thing? No, I don't. I don't. Because when you show me that you just want to kind of like benefit from what I can offer you, and you're not actually interested in creating, like co-creating and facilitating something for others, I'm not here for it. Like if you show me that you can't be bothered, like you are trying to talk to me and invite me to do something, but then I say, yeah, this could be fun. Then, or yes, and then you like let it go and you don't follow through, you don't connect, you have other people do the work for you and say, oh, whoops, sorry. And then you just ghost me. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm going to say no to you from this point forward, most likely. Does that make sense? And so it's like, set boundaries. Yeah. Yeah, sorry. The one thing about having 3 screens is, like, I don't know I never know where my mouse is, so I'm, like, swinging the mouse, and I'm like, which screen is it on? I have to get it over here." Um, I wish it would be easier to navigate, but, like, yeah, say no to some things and consolidate others. But yeah, when we set boundaries, we have to recognize like, oh, what's for us and what is not. And if we don't feel good about it, if we don't feel like it's going to align with our ethics and morals, now that we have more information, we can be like, you know what? No, no, thank you. Thank you for the invite, or thank you for the inquiry. Thank you for thinking of me. But my schedule does not allow this right now. Or I just it's not something that I feel like I want to be a part of. Like I don't have to lie about it. Like no. you know? And so whew, yeah. The second aspect, which I think Dragon Dancer you love. The second aspect that I wanted to talk about today with the 10 of Wands reverse is it does serve as a crucial reminder that not all tasks need to be shouldered alone, which is so hard when you're a freaking control freak. It is so hard for me, y'all. It's so hard to let other people help me, even if I know that they would help really well. Does that make sense? And so it's like, I know that you'll do a good job, but like I have such a control issue that I want it done, and I want it done right. And I feel like if you even take a moment to pause, you're slacking. And I don't like that. I don't necessarily like that about me, but like it's so hard for me to allow other people to help. But we also have to recognize we don't have to do all the things. And I know that. It's like I know that I don't have to do all of this. I'd rather, and see, this is another thing that I feel like it's just my issue, other people might have the same issue, but like if I ask you to do something, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna delegate. Oh, can you go do this? And then I'm like looking at my watch. I'm like, 2 seconds have passed. You have not even moved. Why is the thing not done? 2 seconds. You've not moved. The fuck? I'll do it myself. And that is my issue. Like, first of all, whoever I'm delegating to, they can do it on their own time unless I give them a time frame, right? And they get to do it and they get to choose how to do it the way they want. So if I'm like asking you to wash the dishes and you don't get up off your ass and wash the dishes in 2 seconds, that's okay. But like you got up in 5 minutes and you went and you did some dishes and you're taking breaks. That might drive me personally insane. Like it might like really, really like activate that anxiety within me. I'm showing my colors here, y'all. I'm showing my nature. But it can bother me so much. But I also have to have grace and understanding that that's just how you do things. And so as long as it gets done, we're gonna be okay. I'm going to survive this. Does that make sense? Like I know that I'm a control freak. I know that I am. I just it's challenging not to be this way. And it's challenging to be this way at the same time. So, delegation and prioritization are essential tools that can help redistribute the weight we carry, making our journeys towards success more sustainable and less exhausting. So, this, I feel, is important for us to talk about because there are things that we have to really consider. I feel like this is a conversation about our future. So whoever is going to be a part of your future, like if you have kids who are old enough, of course, you have a partner or partners, whatever that family unit, whatever that dynamic looks like for you. I think that this is important to get everyone together and kind of like, hold that talking stick. Let's talk about like our future. Let's talk about what we want. Let's talk about our careers. Let's talk about like how we're going to get there, what we're going to do, what we might have to sacrifice for now to get there. Does that make sense? And so I think that with this aspect of the card, yes, it's about prioritization and delegation, but it's also about making clear communication. It's about getting everyone on the same page. So we're talking about the future. We're talking about what we want. We're getting everything out there. And then it's like, okay, now we need to prioritize what is at the top tier of this list for us, right? And then what are we going to do about it? And what is within my skill set that I can do, and what can I delegate? What can other people do to help free time? Maybe I'm doing again, I feel like a lot of women, a lot of like homemakers get this. It's like if you're at home, then you are doing nothing. If you're taking care of your kids at home, you're doing nothing. That's a bunch of bullshit because first of all, taking care of demons, I mean little monster, I mean your kids, they're cute, they're okay. No, kids are not cute. They're snotty. They spread illness. And y'all, if just to be clear, I'm joking, kind of. Like it's funny. I'm not like anti-children like at all. I love I love my kids. I don't have any, but like I have poppets, I have nieces, I have a nephew. Yeah, but my nieces are like at that age of the little bitches. And yes, I said it. They are. They're so snotty. I love them though. Anywho. But like, delegation. What like if you're at home and domestic goddess is what I prefer. Absolutely. Yeah. But hey, can we can set up a chore list, you do this, and that frees that frees your time as like the primary domestic deity, divinity. I was trying to say divination, divinity at the same time, and deity, and it just like did not work. Like I just short circuited. But like maybe you want to write a book, and you realize like this delegation at home needs to happen because you need time to write, and so people have their chores, they can go do their things that you normally did for everybody. Make your men cook, make your men cook. Like, don't be cooking for them 24/7 unless they like be giving you the millions. Like, they're not giving you the millions, make them cook. Even if they were, like, I feel like it's important to share that. Unless, I mean, even if they can't, like, get them a recipe. Read, bitch. Um, you know what? This is a little aggressive. But like I feel like there should be shared interaction there where one person should not have to cook all the time. Like share that responsibility. Like let the other person cook something, on a day or two, and that frees up time so that you can maybe do something that you want to do and love. So again, delegation and prioritization is important in this card. So when it pops up, we recognize like, oh, I'm taking on too many things and I'm just like not getting anywhere. If I want to get somewhere, I do have to reassess and start to give some of these things and allow other people to help and do the things necessary in their own way. We do not we when we delegate, like we really need to let go of that control. It is so hard, but we do need to do that. So, oh, I forgot. Oh, shit. Oh, well. Practical applications, I'll talk about at the end, I guess. Practical applications, prioritize. Prioritize. So use tools like the Eisenhower box urgent important matrix to prioritize your tasks. We talked about this one before. Prioritize your tasks. This helps you to focus on what is truly critical and urgent, pushing less critical tasks to a later date and or delegating them. um yeah, it is like, and that what does it say about me that more of us are like this? It means like we're attracting each other. Oh my goodness. But like it doesn't like we can train ourselves to allow it to be a little less difficult on our part because it's supposed to be it's supposed to be relaxing, right? So prioritize, you know get flashcards or something, and write the things that you need to get done, or your goals or whatever. And what is like the top goal? What is the top tier? Is it like maybe it's a vacation, right? The top goal this year is to have enough resources to go on vacation to this specific spot. And so like next year, right? And so maybe this year, what can we do to get there? That's our top priority, is to get that. And so when we see that, because it's kind of fiery vacation, right? Fun, passionate, exciting. And so when we get that at the top of our priority list, we can be like, do I really need like a Disney, Hulu, Netflix, AMC Plus, lotta do da 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 dee da da ba ba ba? Do I need like all these damn subscription services? I'm probably paying like $150 a month just on subscriptions, because a bitch don't have patience to watch the commercials, right? So we're paying top tier. Um, Not me. I let it all go uh because I wanted to. I made my herbal schooling and training and growth a priority of mine this year, and so like I let all that shit go. But like we recognize like no, we don't need that. But the kids, like, first of all, stop spoiling those little shits. Now they you can keep one thing, keep the one, maybe the one subscription that everyone can agree upon or that the kids will really enjoy. Keep the one, get rid of the rest. you know? And then you're like, ooh, so all of that money that I was paying, and you have like this is where you have to do it, right? So this is what you'd have to do. So all the money that I was investing in, that I was paying for these subscriptions or whatever it is, I have to every month now, or I'm going to choose to now every month put that money. I'm going to add it up and put that money in a separate account for the vacation, right? Start doing that. Um, wow, I spent all this money on DoorDash, which is great. Do your thing, but then you start to recognize like I don't need to do that. I don't have to do that. If this vacation is my priority, then I'm going to do the things that I don't have. Like I'm going to dial back on things that are excessive, right? Priorities and ways to work with it. Let me get a little sip. Delegation, another, again. So identify tasks that others can handle and delegate them. Whether at work or home, find competent individuals who can take over certain responsibilities, provide clear instructions and necessary resources to ensure success. So, so this is important. What are you doing in life right now, like in your task? Like what are you doing that's taking up a lot of time, that, or even not even a lot of time, just it's taking up time and resources from you, that you can actually delegate, but you can actually delegate. So like I can't delegate creating my poppets, right? I crochet the poppets, I make them, I infuse them with power. I'm not going to delegate that. Sometimes, like very rarely, but sometimes I'll have like do the whole thing, and I sew the eyes on last. So sometimes I will have Wayward Wearables help me. Like I'll do the thing, and then I'll ask him to sew the eyes and mouth on. That's as far as I'll go with that. You know what I mean? Because everything else, like I've already stuffed the damn thing. I put the spell inside of it. I've done all that, and then after it's finished, I will charge and bless it as well. So him like sewing on the eyes, that's something that's fine. But y'all, it is so hard for me to let that happen too. So sometimes I just don't, but it is something that I recognize like I can delegate. Does that make sense? And so find things that you can do that with in whatever space that you're in whenever this card comes up. Even for clients, like maybe they're asking about what they can do in their career, and it's like, okay, well, there are things in your career, in your space, that you need to start delegating. Like there are things that you need to allow other people to do. Yes, you want to make sure it's presented a certain way, but you're a part of a team, and so you can't do all the stuff by yourself. You have to reach out to your team, you have to build your team, you have to trust your team, you have to, give them the resources, give them the instructions, let them know clearly, be clear in communication as to what they need to do, what is expected of them, and if they need any help, they can reach out to you, but let them do it. Delegate that shit, right? And so automate. Automate. Utilize technology to automate repetitive tasks, from scheduling emails to managing social media posts or automating bill payments. Find ways to reduce the manual effort required for routine tasks. So, um, I've done this. This is another one that's challenging for me, because I like to be spontaneous, or I like to channel the energy of the moment into what I do. So I blend automation with showing up in the present moment. But like I'll do this. I will write all these ideas down, and then. And this is not necessarily automation, but it kind of can be if you think about it. But like I'll write all this stuff down. Like this year, this is what I want to explore. And then I will break it down into monthly, weekly, all this. But I have stuff printed out that keeps me on task, right? So I kind of automate, and then stuff like that, where I have things to go by. Like I don't have to keep thinking of what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Nope, I have a whole thing that was automated for me that I put out like all the information that I wanted, and then I allowed it to feed it, give me feedback, and we came up with a schedule and all this stuff. So if there are things that you can automate, or even uh pre like schedule, um do it. Do it. So like a lot of us who are self-employed, right, or who run our own businesses, we recognize, like, especially we recognize the nature of the beast, and maybe we shouldn't talk about it like that, but it's fine. We're not anti-beastie. But like when you are a small business, you have to stay relevant, which means you have to consistently post on your chosen social media platforms, and you have to consistently be relevant. You have to consistently make sure that you're talking a certain way, make sure that you have it's just a lot. People don't recognize how much it is. And so like if you're going on vacation, you can't go on vacation and not exist on your platforms, right? You just can't, because then you lose traction. You start to get put down in the algorithm. You won't be seen. There's so many things, and so like this is where automation can be beneficial. Where however long you're going to be gone, when you get back, all of that, make sure to automate, like to schedule posts, like before you go, have things that you're going to share or reshare. If you have someone helping you with social media, give them a schedule, like, hey, show up on this day, post live on this, blah blah blah. I will schedule posts to be shared or uploaded on these dates, and this is what it's going on. And then have your assistant share live in between them. Does that make sense? And this is just an example. Apply it to your situation, but automate things, schedule things out that are time consuming, but like you if you schedule out, you can free your time. So like I will go through, and I will start to write quotes and inspirational things based on witchy stuff, right? And I will then put that in a folder, and then I will start to make graphics for it. And I can schedule some of those. Some of them are like in the moment, so I don't schedule them, I just post. But I have all of that. I have that ready to be utilized, so I don't have to do that anymore. It took so many like hours or whatever, but now that those so many hours, I'm good for the next several months or whatever it is. So just something to consider. Um, the Ten of Wands reversed here. Often we hold on to tasks and responsibilities out of sense of duty or fear of letting go. Sure do. Permission to put down the load. The Ten of Wands reverse invites us to release these burdens, suggesting that it's okay to put down the load and take a breather. This act of release can rejuvenate our spirits and renew our energy, allowing us to approach our goals with renewed vigor. And so, it's when this card comes up, it's like, hey, you have so much weight on your shoulders. You're carrying so much with you. It's okay for you to stop. Even during this session, like with a client, it's like when I say this, it's like, you know what? Just take a breather with me. Just let's do some breath work. Like it's okay. Like you don't have to be on it. You can like let go, let loose, whatever you need to do. Like let's just calm, and let's breathe and collect our thoughts and reassess what's going on. Allow yourself just this moment to catch up with yourself. Okay. You don't have to do it all. You do not have to carry the burden of your ancestors, or of your work or whatever. It's okay to stop and breathe, and it is okay to go back and delegate. It is okay, you know, it is okay. You do not have to do all the things. And just because you don't do all the things, it does not make you inferior. It does not make you lesser than. You are not any type of way. You don't have to be on this 24/7, right? And so, let me just sip. Hold on. Unplugging. Dedicate specific times during your week where you completely disconnect from all work related communications and tasks. This is so hard for me. Um, it is. This can be an evening, a day, or specific hours where you unplug to reset mentally and physically. This practice helps enforce boundaries between work and personal life, aiding in mental clarity and stress reduction. So when you can schedule that time, it's like, okay, at this time, I am clocked out. And you have to, like, sometimes you have to force yourself to do that. It's like, yeah, I'm clocked out, but I'm gonna check my messages, I'm gonna do this. No, no, no. Be done, check them in the morning, right? Self-care. Um, I don't know either. That I'm still kind of figuring that out myself because, like, again, the work that I do is so involved with like with my community, which you all are a part of, which I thank you so much. I appreciate you. But like it's so involved and I'm constantly on. Like I'm constantly on. So I don't know how to disconnect in that way. I try sometimes, but even when I try, I fail. And that's okay. I'll keep trying. But I recognize like I've been like slower to respond to people. Like Facebook now has this weird thing where like they had this thing, they've had it where if you don't respond within a certain time, it's like, oh, this person doesn't respond to messages like for 5 hours, and like that's stressful. Like I can't do everything. Like I can't create the content, connect with my patrons, connect with the people who are in the public here. I can't do all the things and then message someone the second they message me. Like the fuck? Hello. But we have to find something. We have to find some sort of something we can do. Even if it's like half unplug, we do our best. Self care, engage in activities that replenish your energy and bring you joy, such as reading, meditating, exercising, or pursuing a hobby. Self care is crucial for mental health and can provide the energy needed to tackle necessary tasks more effectively. Mm. Yep. I mean, it is. And I think as again, when you run your own business, you have to like it's just figuring out how to adapt it to your own situation. And so I started to put out like I don't work on the weekends. Like I used to just do anything and everything all the time. And for me, unplugging meant and this is I'll be very honest, I upped my service fees, my readings. I used to charge like $50, I think, for an hour reading. And I know that can be I'm not saying, oh, that's nothing or that's a lot. I'm just saying, like, I used to charge 50. Then it went from 50 to like 65, 75, 125, and now I charge 144 for an hour reading. It's a lot of work, y'all. I've been doing this since I was 10. I have a lot of like I have the education, I have the training, I continue to educate and train. I learn so much every day about tarot. Um, I record the video. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And so the value is there. Absolutely. I love working with clients. I love reading for people, but I also recognize I had to be compensated for my time and energy. And I increased my pricing because I recognize like I needed to unplug a little. And so I knew even increasing that just a little bit, some people would not hire me out, right? They wouldn't hire me again for a reading, or they would wait a little longer between readings. And so I'm like, okay, I did that. That makes sense. And so maybe I don't have all of this, so many readings a week or in a day, but now I have a little less and I can breathe. Not that I could, I can take a step back a little. And so I can feel a little more ease there. Yeah. And I try to, if someone is like, you know what, this is what I have, this is what I'm working with. Um, is there anything we can do? I accommodate that. I do charge like 144, yes. And but like if someone really is in need and they're like, you know what, this is what I have. Is there something we can do? Yeah, let's work it out. Like if you really if I can help you, I will do my best to do it. I'm not going I'm not going to shit on what you can afford, right? I'm not gonna like turn my nose up at it, you know. We will work something out for sure. Um, but but increasing prices, you do lose some clients. And as much as you don't want to, even like in hair business, I did that. I was charging like $10 for a haircut at some place, and then I went self-employed, which you have extra costs. People don't consider all that extra cost, all this stuff. So I went from $10 to $35. The $10 people, I had maybe a few people who transferred over and paid me 35 for that haircut, for that service, that experience. And everything went up because my costs went up, but also my experience, the setting, the atmosphere, the environment, everything also changed and supported, that. And yes, I did lose a few clients, but it also gave me room for new clients to help me in the life that I was building and all this stuff. So I hope that, oh my God, I'm rambling, but I hope that that kind of makes sense, because that's also, I feel that kind of doing that or doing something like that kind of blends with unplugging and self-care, because as you take care of yourself, you recognize like, yeah, I am worth this. I'm worth more, but like this is what I am happy with. And it also allows me to care for myself. Like I can buy the food for my family, I can pay the bills, all this stuff, pay my rent, all of the things. So I'm okay. I'm taking care of this. How allows me to get taken care of, self care. I'm not having to do like I was doing like 30 30 haircuts a day at $10, right? And I didn't get $10. I worked for a company, but like I was doing like 20, 30 haircuts a day. And that's a lot. And that takes a lot out of you, especially when you're tall and then you're shampooing, you're bending down. Ugh. So from 10 to 35, I'm like, girl, I can do this. I will give you like more attention and more experience. Like, this is great. I don't have to work as hard. I'm not being run down. I'm still working. Like, I'm still giving you my best, right? But I don't have to run myself to the ground on um, to live. It changes everything. I don't know if I just rambled, and I hope that made sense. Um, oh my gosh. Redefine success. So shift your perspective on what success means to you. And instead of measuring success by how many tasks you complete or how much you achieve, consider aspects like balance, happiness, and health. This can relieve the pressure of constant high achievement. Oh my God, that's so true. Of constant high achievement, and allow you to enjoy more of life's journey. It's a challenge, but it's doable. So, redefine success. Understand that I don't have to do everything in a couple hours to be successful. I recognize like I don't have to achieve all these things to be successful. We're going to be okay. We're happy. We're working towards what we want. We're plugged in. and we're learning how to navigate our lives together. And so, yes, yes. My definition of success right now is having a life I don't need a vacation from. Yeah, I love it. And when you shift that, when you actually excuse me, when you shift to that sort of way of thinking and believing and you experience it, it's so nice, because then you're not trying to escape, you're not trying to run away from yourself. You're not trying to escape your life. You're not trying to, like, oh my god, I have to work so much so I can just go on a vacation for a week or two and then come back to the shit show of life. No, like, when you create and facilitate a life where you don't need a vacation from, it's good. It's nice to go on that vacation, but like, you don't need to run from it. It makes things it makes things much more rich, right? I like that. So with that being said, I forgot to share my like journal prompts, so I'm gonna do that now. Um, how am I gonna do this? We're gonna do uh where is it? So not this, right here. So okay. This is for reevaluating burdens, like questions that we can ask. um they can be thought-provoking questions for each of the key insights we've talked about, right? They might help us reflect deeply on the card's meaning and its implications in our own lives. So for reevaluating burdens, uh what commitments am I holding on to that no longer serve my highest good or align with my long term goals? So, when the 10 of Wands reverse pops up, this is something that we can ask, right? I'm holding on to too many things, but what are those things? And we have to recognize as well that we're holding on to outdated shit, right? So, like, let's plug back into our lives, to reassess our situation, pay attention to what we actually want, get on the same page, and ask ourselves, what commitments am I holding on to that no longer serve my highest good or align with my long term goals? Are there tasks or responsibilities I've taken on out of obligation that I can realistically release or delegate? Like, I don't have to say yes to everything. Did I say yeah? Am I taking on something that I'm like, you know what? I don't need to take this on. I can throw this back. The fishy is too small. Put it back. Or can I delegate this? Let's find out. uh, what fears or concerns prevent me from letting go of these burdens? Ooh, that's a good one. So, what fears or concerns prevent me from letting go of these burdens, and how can I address them to move forward more freely? Something to meditate on when this card pops up. Reevaluating our burdens. Um, and so the second, the importance of delegation and prioritization, I can't say that word, that aspect of the 10 of Wands reversed, we might ask ourselves, like, what tasks do I currently handle that others could take over? And who are the right people to delegate these tasks to? So important. Like, we can, as we build experience, build relationships, network, and all the things in our family and our friend group, all of it, like, what task do I currently handle that others could take over? And who are the right people to delegate these tasks to? Like, if we have like house chores and we have children who need to learn responsibility and independence and all the things that, because they're going to have to take care of their own stuff, when later on in life. It doesn't matter if they still live with you or not. Like, they're still going to have to find their own independence. They're still going to have to learn how to do their own laundry, and obviously, you want to do age appropriate stuff. Um, and so, like, maybe, delegate to them. Like, this is what you can do, and this is what you do, whatever, however that looks in your life. So, are there how can I better prioritize my daily responsibilities to ensure I'm focusing on what truly matters and contributes to my goals? That's a good one. So, how can I better prioritize my daily responsibilities to ensure I'm focusing on what truly matters and contributes to my goals? The first thing that popped into my head was like meal prep. So I think a lot of time we spend a lot of time cooking or trying to cook or figuring out meals for our families. And so I think that if we take, oh my gosh, this is a long video. I'm so sorry, y'all. Um I didn't realize I was talking forever. Oh my god, 5 years. But like I think if we take time like for that week or the next 2 weeks, whatever, to sort of like think about like what we want to have for dinner, meals that we enjoy, blah blah blah. Y'all even get flashcards. Like get flashcards and have everyone write down like the types of meals. Like you could even this could be a fun game for the family. Like the main course, or if you have a dessert or whatever. Do we have dessert every day? No. It's like on the weekends maybe. So we have more time to put it together, whatever. So have like your flashcards, like have the foods that you like to eat and like shuffle them and have someone pick the main course, have someone pick I don't know, you get what I'm saying though. Like start to see like this can help you prepare like your grocery list. It can help you prepare like understand like, oh, these are the meals that we'll cook. You can even cook some things ahead of time and like thaw them out or whatever it is. Like you can take, it might be an initial like time consuming like one day a week where you chop all the things up and whatever, and it takes some time, but you don't have to do that for the rest of the week now. So now the rest of that time is freed up for you. Does that make sense? So that's something to consider. What systems or tools can I implement to make task management more efficient and prevent future overcommitment? Maybe we need to block our schedules out. Maybe we need to be like, you know what, I don't have time for this anything during these times. And so when we look at our schedule and we have it blocked out, where we can say, you know what, we can be like, hey, someone can be like, hey, can you do this? And like, you know what, let me check my schedule. We look at our schedule and we see it's blocked out. Like I honestly, I really can't commit. I wouldn't be able to give you what you need, to achieve this. So I can't commit. Thank you for asking me. Maybe in the future, if I'm able, I would love to help, but no, no. You see what I'm saying? And so our is it this one? Yeah. Uh Permission to put it down. So when we have this aspect flagged, permission to put it permission to put down the load. When was the last time, when was the last time I took a complete break from my responsibilities, and how did it affect my mental and physical health? So, when was the last time I took a complete break from my responsibilities, and how did it affect my mental and physical health? What does self care look like for me, and how can I make it a regular part of my routine to better manage stress? Let's be honest here. Self care doesn't always look like what they say, like, in, oh my God, I'm gonna go get a pedicure. Oh my God, I'm gonna go eat a brownie. That's self-care. Like it doesn't always look like that. It rarely looks like eating a brownie. Like I don't think that's self-care. I don't think we should put associate self-care with food. Um I just don't think we should associate rewards with food. Anyways, but like, what does self care look like to me or for me? And how can I make it a regular part of my routine? Because, like, if it was getting a pedicure, like going out and getting a pedicure, but your priority is like, I am saving for my vacation, right? So we can go on a trip. Well, that pedicure can cost you like $70, maybe more, and it doesn't feel good eventually. It doesn't feel good because you realize like, oh, that's taking away from my main priority. Does that make sense? So we have to think about these things, and understand self-care doesn't always mean those things. It's like, how can I best take care of myself right now? Like, what do I need right now to like nurture my soul, my physical body? Is it just a simple walk, or just listening to music, like putting headphones on and listening to music, or whatever it looks like? What is it, and how can I maybe bring that into my life? And again, going back to like flashcards and such, you can write down like different things that are self-care oriented for you personally, like what you enjoy, and then maybe like shuffle the flashcards and pick one and say, oh yeah, I can do this. If you're like, I really need a self-care moment or day, and boom, you can pick one up and you're like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do this. How do I currently define success, and how might redefining this concept help me feel more fulfilled and less burdened? So like that is a huge one, and definitely take your time with that. Like when this comes up, especially like even for clients, like how do you currently define success? And maybe like it's time to redefine the concept of success to help you feel more fulfilled and less burdened. So like maybe you think success is getting the job that pays you this much money, getting a significant other that also gets paid this much money, having a house, having children, having cars, and all this stuff, and you realize like that's not what you want though, and that isn't success. That's just that's having things. So maybe if you break it down, like what is success to you? How does it feel? Like what does it look like? If we redefine our concept of success, it might allow us to feel more like satisfied, satiated, and less burdened, right? So yeah, that's a lot, y'all. Do you have any last minute thoughts, questions, concerns? So that's kind of what's coming up for the Ten of Wands reverse today. Thank you so much for being here. I didn't realize it's gonna be so long. But yeah, the Ten of Wands reverse can be like we're just doing too much right now, doing all the things. We are carrying the burden of the entire situation. We don't need to be doing that. It's time to delegate. It's time to release these old patterns or old things that are no longer serving to us. It's time to figure out how to manage our stress and to how to heal from burnout. So when the Ten of Wands reverse pops up, these are things we need to be considering. Um, yeah. So with that being said, thank you so much. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you enjoy these videos. I enjoy doing them. I like them. I like talking tarot. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. And if you're watching a recording, if you have thoughts, questions, concerns, always feel free to comment. Always feel free to share. And yeah, if you like this, share this video with your friends. Anyone that you know is learning about tarot, share this with them. Let them know. Thank you again. I will talk to you tomorrow. Actually, no, I won't talk to you tomorrow. I'm so sorry. I have places to be tomorrow. I have to be somewhere tomorrow morning. So I actually won't be here tomorrow, unfortunately. I just realized that. Well, sugar. I will talk to you all Monday. I didn't sound too confident about that, but I'm pretty sure I'll be here Monday. But yeah, I won't be here tomorrow. So sorry, but I will see you Monday. If you want to see me before then, feel free to sign up on Patreon. Where we will get together Sunday and I do like a week ahead reading. I'll do daily reading from Monday through Friday. We do a lot. We do a lot. So join us. Okay, that's too much now. I'm leaving. Okay, bye.